What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TWA Motorsports, and today we got a couple upgrades. Okay, so one for the channel, and I'm hoping that it's as good as I think it's going to be, and the other one's more of a shop upgrade. I mean, I guess technically they're both a shop upgrade because I do all my work out here, but I'm going to show you what I got for the shop first, and you guys might have seen it in the background of some other videos, but check it out. I finally have a vise. So a buddy of mine called me, and he knew I was looking for a vise. He kind of like buys and sells stuff. He goes to garage sales and auctions and stuff like that. And he called me and said, hey, I'm at this garage sale. This guy's got a vise. I know you're looking for one. Do you want me to buy it? And I said, well, what's he asking for it? And he said $100. And I said, well, will you take 50? You know, you just go, it's a garage sale. And he's like, no, I already tried. So I said, just buy it for 100 if you think it's worth 100. And I think it definitely is, guys. It's a Colombian vise. I'd say that from what I've looked up on this model, to get a replacement one's about $300 or $400. So I think it's a really good one. And I was talking to my uncle actually yesterday, and he was telling me that like the newer, cheaper ones, a lot of times they'll strip when you go to put pressure on them. I think this thing is solid. And I will tell you that while the stand, it doesn't look great, for what it does, I don't need it to look great. You're just gonna bang on it and beat it up anyway. You could still get replacements for these if I ever wanted to make it look a little nicer or clean it up. But for me, for what I'm going to be using it for, I think this is going to be perfect. It's not a cheapie. It's going to hold. And honestly, I needed this when I did the bench bleed on the MBS swap on the old truck or on the OBS, because you guys know I rigged it up on this table and it just didn't really work really well. I had to have my wife hold the table. So I needed the vise, and so I probably eventually will mount it to a table. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a work table in here at some point. I think I will, and I'll probably mount it to it. But for now, this stand is really solid. It comes apart luckily, because I'm not sure I could have lifted it and carried it in here by myself. It's just that stout. It's just a big piece of steel on the bottom. They welded a pipe to, and it bolts on here, and I'm excited about this. I really was looking for an older used one anyway, and because I knew kind of the newer ones just don't really stand up to, at least the cheaper ones don't stand up to longevity. This thing, if it could tell stories, I'm sure it would be cool to see all the stuff that it's done in its day, but happy to do that. The second thing is more of a video thing. So what I've done here, guys, is I've upgraded to the 9, the GoPro Hero 9, and I also got a new mount. So all of my videos that I'm filming currently right now, as we're talking, I'm filming with a GoPro 6, and I've had this thing for a long time. It's got a crack in the back screen. I can still see, but it's got a crack in it. I actually had it on my tripod here, and it fell over like maybe 2 weeks after I bought it and cracked the back screen. I was sick about it, but ultimately it's time to upgrade to maybe something with a little better mic quality. I know a lot of you guys say you can't hear me in some of the videos, and I'm gonna hit the mic here. You can hear that noise. And so I get a lot of and then when I move the camera back and forth like this, you get a lot of static, and I'm hoping to help eliminate this with this new setup. So I got a couple things, and I'll list all this stuff in the descriptions because I get a lot of people, and it seemed like when I first started YouTube, I asked a lot of people what they were using, and nobody wanted to respond to me. You know, I was going after like the guys that, you know, have 1 million subscribers, like, what do you use? I don't like big cameras. I know a lot of those guys use like a DSLR camera, and those things are so bulky that I just didn't want to do a big camera. I like the GoPro. I like the fact that it's versatile. I can throw it in a bag, or I can just put it in a seat. I don't have to carry this big bag around with me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you around the shop. I'm gonna kind of talk, and then we're going to switch over to the new camera and see what kind of difference it makes. I think it's going to be pretty substantial. I'm hoping the mic setup is just a huge difference. And once I switch over, I'll show you what I'm using, because obviously I can't film it. Maybe I can show you in the reflection of the glass. All right, you can kind of see here that it's a way smaller microphone, a way smaller, they call them dead cats, as far as the microphone that muffles, and it's a mediocre setup. And this one, it comes with, I bought this thing that holds, I call it a rig, but this piece that holds the camera also holds the GoPro. If you guys don't know, the GoPro requires additional box, which you'll see on this the setup that I've got here in a second. it requires additional box for an added microphone. And then the microphone is quite a bit better quality, and it also has a deal you can see that makes it kind of bounce around, and so you're not getting that jarring movement like what I've got now. So I'm hoping this really improves what we've got going on. And there's 3 separate pieces here that I bought. The mic and the dead cat here that you see and the plug all comes with this kit. And then I bought an extension to get that a little further away from the actual camera, and then of course the camera mount. And then I'm using a GoPro like handle. And then I went ahead and opted for the charging base and an additional battery. So the downside is GoPros, like I want to say 6 through 8 all use the same battery. The downside is the new one does use a different battery. So I did have to get a different battery. So what I'm going to do, like I said, is we're going to kind of walk around the shop, we'll look at some stuff, and then I'm going to switch over to the new one, and we'll see if the quality of audio is better as far. I know we're going to have some echo because, you know, concrete floor, nothing on the walls. There's some echo in here, I know. But I thought maybe we'd walk around, look at the cars, and maybe we could see a difference in not only audio quality, but maybe we could see it in video quality too. So I know I've got stuff like stuffed in here right now. Obviously, we got a lot of projects going on. Got the Sonoma GT up there on the lift. Man, I just love the look of that truck. Of course, we got the C5 FRC car. We've got the 55 2-door post back here, my lifelong dream project. I just love those cars. And really, guys, at some point I'm gonna have to break away from like doing the truck stuff and focus on this at some point. But the next step in this project was going to be a frame, and obviously that's a very expensive piece and it's not gonna look any different. So it's really tough. I want a Roadster shop chassis. I'm set on that. And so that's what I'm gonna do, excuse me. Back there, of course, my dad's T-Bucket's still here. We've got the poor green truck kind of shoved in here. And the only reason this is kind of crowded right now is because my wife has completely almost ran her battery dead on her Tesla. So up in our upstairs garage where I used to have all this stuff before I built my shop, she charges this on just a 110, like an outlet like this. And I put that 220 plug here. So I'm not really sure where we're at. Let's actually look. Because it only charges 3 miles per hour on the 110 plug. And we're up to, what, 140. It's charging 22 miles an hour here. So we still got 7 hours left. So it's going to be in here for a minute. Of course, you got the Trailblazer SS. I can't even think. And you guys saw a video recently on it where we got the windows all tinted. We put all new lights in it, looking really good. Next is drop on it. And then we're on to the 54. Don't really have any plans for it. And guys, I'm just trying to film some stuff so we can see what the audio and video quality is different. Anyway, no real plans on this. We also recently did some stuff on the 52 to get it kind of roadworthy for the summer. Like I said, we drive it a lot in that video, and I just love this truck. And then the poor OBS sitting over here, getting ready to throw some stuff at it. Actually getting ready to take some stuff apart because it is going to paint. So anyway, that pretty much covers everything. Oh, the Trans Am. We've been working on the Trans Am off camera, and I say off camera. You guys just haven't seen it yet. We will have some stuff going on very soon. I haven't not been working on it. The stuff that I'm doing, you can't really see a big difference. So you guys will see a video very soon on it as well. But let's switch over to this new camera, and then I can show you guys exactly what I was using before, and hopefully this makes the audio quality and the video quality better for you guys. Well, guys, at this point we are now switched over to the new camera and the new mic setup. So let me know, obviously, as we go through this again, if we have improved the situation. So also, the one thing that's really crazy to me is this one has a viewfinder on the front. So right now I'm looking at the lens. So I'm looking directly at you guys. Now I'm looking at the viewfinder. Can you tell the difference when I'm looking at the viewfinder like right now versus now I'm switched back to looking at the lens? So let me know if you can tell a difference there. So let's look at what we had before, because now I can actually, I can't film both. This is all the new stuff, but the old setup here was it worked. It's a billet aluminum piece, and it's really well made, whereas the new one that I'm filming with is plastic. So I do like the fact that this one was aluminum. I feel like it held up. I used it a lot. And so time will tell on this new one as far as that goes. But you can see I kind of had this rigged up to where I had this zip tied, that I zip tied that box that GoPro requires for the external mic. And then this was the external mic that I'm using. Obviously that's a huge upgrade, and hopefully you guys are hearing that come through as far as the audio quality. And then this is the old GoPro. You can see the crack. I don't know if you guys can see that up here in the corner. Like I said, like a month into owning this thing, my tripod flipped over when I was working on something, and it put a crack in it. It just made me crazy because, and then this is the back to keep that all lined up. But I'm still using the same GoPro, like the selfie stick, and or the GoPro version. It's kind of like a foam grip handle, but obviously the new mic. So we'll walk back through here. Obviously we got the Trans Am setting here, the C5, the man, this beautiful Sonoma GT up here. I got the dream car project, the 55, like I said, waiting on the funds to buy a chassis at some point. That is the next step in that process. Dad's T-bucket, the green truck shoved in here because my wife almost ran her car dead. I say almost, it was only 40 miles. So, I mean, it was close, but charges a lot faster down here. That's why the green truck's kind of shoved in the middle here. Let's go back over here in this corner and see. You can see in the reflection here what I've got going on. So that now mounts on the bottom. You can see the box that it's required for the microphone, then quite a bit bigger microphone. But then we got the Trailblazer over here waiting for a drop. It's jealous because everything else is low in here. The 54 Chevy. And I really think, guys, I think that the video quality, just from the looks of the screen, now it may just be me, it looks a lot better. Of course, the favorite, the garage favorite here, I've said it many times, the 52 is going nowhere. It's here to stay forever. I just love this truck. It just needs that LS motor. You guys have, like I said, seen some recent work on it. And then the OBS that I'm using as my workstation right now. So this thing obviously is getting close to being we're about ready to start taking stuff apart to get it ready for paint. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Is the audio quality better? I noticed that as I move the camera, it's got that built-in shake reduction, so I'm not getting a bunch of movement like I got before. So I know that's a plus because I've looked back. I've filmed this a couple times now, and I've looked back to make sure that that old camera, sometimes if I plugged the mic in the side and then turned it on, the mic wouldn't pick up anything. So there's been a couple times in the past where I filmed stuff and like putting a car together, showing you guys a how-to, and I go back and look at the video and there's no audio. So I have to take it back apart, put the stock stuff back on, and then reverse that. So I'm kind of gun shy on, like, I'll film a little bit and then go back and check. But let me know, guys. I read through every one of the comments. So when you guys tell me that you can't hear audio or the video was shaky or stuff, anything, like I had a guy one time tell me that I didn't blink because I was so concentrated on looking at the lens that I just, my eyes were really wide and I never blinked through the whole video. So stuff like that makes me better. And I love that you guys, good or bad comments, I still read them. So I want to know if I'm screwing up, if I could do something better. That is what I want to ultimately get better at what I do. So if that means upgrading equipment and I don't know, just like working on some of the things that I say, I noticed that, you know, a lot of times when I cut back into a video because I stop the camera a lot, I will say so, or I will say well, and I'm trying to cut that out, but it's just the way I start a conversation back over on the microphone. And I wouldn't do that when if a buddy were here, but for some reason on the mic, that's just how I get back into filming. I don't know why, but I'm working on that, guys. So help me get better. And like I said, let me know in the comments if the audio is better, if the video is better, if you see anything that I should adjust. Let me know. like I said, I read through every one of those comments. But guys, I think that's it for today. Wanted to show you guys some of the new stuff. Like I said, I reached out to several people on YouTube and never got any definite answers. So when I first started this, I was literally using my phone for everything. So editing software. So what I use, I'm gonna list all of that stuff in the video description here. So from this entire setup that I'm filming on now to what I use for editing, which is Adobe Premiere, and it's actually just the elements of Adobe Premiere. So like I said, I reached out to several YouTubers and I never really got any good answers on, hey, what are you using to edit with? What are you using to film with? What do you like, dislike? And I just never got any answers. So I wanna help those of you who wanna do YouTube, that wanna start this. I would recommend it to anybody. It's a great deal, and I just wanted to share some of the stuff that I like to do. Like, these are cars that I would have whether I had a YouTube channel or not. This is the same exact setup that I would have. This is what I love to do in my spare time when I do get some spare time. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. So if you do like this video, guys, if you like this new camera setup, if you like my new vise that I got, go down in the comments, like I said, and let me know. If you guys are not subscribed, please go down there, hit that subscribe button. Of course, while you're down there, like always, please ring that bell icon. That notifies you every time we drop a new video. And stay tuned to see this new camera in action on one of these projects.